Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series designed to inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. Some cases involving children are easy. Parties agree, child will be with me Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. Dad will get him on Father's Day. Mom will get Mother's Day. We'll split the birthdays. We'll split Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It's not that complicated. However, some cases are very complicated. Sometimes there are complex issues regarding the child that make the case complicated. There may be medical issues. Maybe the child is on a certain medical regimen and therefore it interferes with when a certain parent can have the child. It interferes with the standard parenting time and it becomes complex. You have to realize one thing. Not every case is going to be complex as defined by the court. Every case is very individually fact specific, and therefore you got to talk to your lawyer and got to tell them what the details are and find out whether or not the case requires special handling. If you want the court to accept the fact that the standard parenting time won't work for you, you're going to have to gather all the relevant information so that the court can understand and be led to the conclusion easily and on its own that, you know what, standard things won't work here. Standard things won't work here because the child has specific needs and the child has certain challenges that can be anticipated. So those are the kinds of things that go on. I'm going to give you a perfect example. We had a case not long ago where the parties, nice family, it's a terrible case, they weren't getting divorced though, and they had a child who had severe challenges. Their home had to be retrofitted with all sorts of equipment that was designed to assist in those challenges. Safety things, railings, lifts, all these things that you wouldn't see in a standard situation, and it was a real problem. It was a real problem because the child really needed a place like that. The parties, though, in and of themselves, couldn't afford to keep the house. So in a normal divorce, when the parties can't afford to keep the house, because if you give it to mom, she can't afford the payment, give it to dad, he can't afford the payment, they're both working together they can afford it, but separately they can't. What do? We sell it. The problem is selling it. Number one, all those things may not make the house that is saleable. Number two, they're all necessary. All those ramps, everything going to have to be in the new house. Retrofitting a new house, even if they could afford it, is extremely expensive. What did they do? Now, in that particular case, we came up with a solution, because in that particular case, what happened was there was a lawsuit that came about as a result of this child's the malpractice that was alleged that caused the child to have disease, and the child had this huge trust fund. Ironically, only the child could afford the house. Nobody, the parents couldn't. And we ended up creating a situation where the child, in essence, bought the house from the parents through the use of the trust money, and the parent that stayed with the child, they simply stayed with the child. The other parent got their equity out through that creative means. But the point is like this. A complex situation sometimes calls for a complex creative answer. It doesn't lend itself to a cookie-cutter response. Every case is different. If you have a case that you believe is complex and custody determination is not so simple because of the complexity, obviously reach out, let us talk about it, let's figure it out together. We'll come up with a plan that makes sense for you.